Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Today I'm going to have a talk about, or I will talk about, some upcoming events for the year. We covered Prosper a week or two ago. You want to go back and check the show with the chief down there, which is Brian Anderson. So what I'll do is I'm going to give you a rundown of some of the events, US, EU, etc. We'll kick off with the Prosper Fringe parties, which are going to be taking place. So obviously Prosper kicks off on the Monday officially, but they're actually doing an official Prosper show pool party. That's going to take place on Sunday, the 13th of March. All attendees, by looks of it, are welcome. You can get more information at the Prosper show. This kicks off at the Mandalay Pool, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. on Sunday. You've also got Data Dive Seller Systems Top Golf Party, which is put on by Brandon Young. Tickets are on sale for $60. That's taking place at Top Golf in Las Vegas, 9 p.m. until midnight, Sunday the 13th. Then moving on to the Monday, for those who are attending the show, the content runs and the show runs till 5 p.m. But Prosper will be doing a network reception show, which will take place between 5 and 7 p.m. 5 to 7 p.m. and that will be on the Prosper show floor. From my understanding, is towards the back of the room, near where the trade show is taking place. After that, on Monday, you've got Helium 10. That's going to be at House of Blues. Tickets range from $69 to $129. That will run from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. Then there's a couple of private parties that, by the looks of things. And then when we get to Tuesday, the 15th of March, we have a party there with Fortunate. I'll be DJing for 3 hours. This one is free entry. For 7 and 8 figure sellers, the invite is for us, limited access. Check out the show notes and get a link to sign up. Obviously there'll be other influencers there, there'll be service providers, but in the main it'll be 7 and 8 figure sellers. As I said, it's free entry, and what happens, you just go and sign up and then you will get an invitation link. Now that's going from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So as people are getting through their day, they can come and chill for a few hours, have some food, have some drinks on us. And then we have, after that, I'm just going to bring it up. Another one to check out is Rich Goldstein's party, which is going to take place in the loft at the MGM Grand. Again, invite only. This is going to run between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. There will be other fringe parties as well. By looks of things, Casino in the Clouds has been moved from Monday to the Tuesday now. So that will be running from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. also. So yeah, don't forget, if you're heading down to Prosper, you can hit me up as well. Be good to catch up, have a chat, come up to the booth. I'll be DJing on like a mezzanine floor, about on a raised platform. So come by, say hello. There's some couches. You can come and chill there. Going on to other events now, which is outside of Prosper. I'm just pulling up my notes here. So March 14th to 16th, if we said the Prosper show. Then coming up, after that, you obviously got Seller Sessions Live May 7th, branded by women May 6th. That takes place, of course, in the UK. Around that time as well, there's May 10th to the 12th, which is going to be Top Dog, which I think it's Tamar Rabnovic's event, which is taking place in Bulgaria. Then over to Brooklyn, similar time, May 11th, which is going to be ASGTG. I'll be there speaking at that, so I'll fly straight out after Seller Sessions to be there. Let's have a look what else we got coming up. I'm just doing these in reverse order at the moment as the months elapse. So there's a few white label events. Most of you guys in the industry would have heard of white label by now. They vary. They're more like trade shows. Think of Prosper, but they're still, they're quite new to the scene, if you like, and it's open to not just Amazon sellers. You've also got August 14th to the 18th, which is the $1 Billion Seller Summit. I'll be there, so make sure you come by and say hello. What else have we got here? We've got Walkway in Poland. It's a Walcher event. I spoke there back in October last year. That's in Poland. You've also got ecom events in Minneapolis. That's going to be July 20 to 21. The Poland one is in September. We've got Amazon Worldwide Conference 2022. That takes place in Germany for people based in the EU. There's some more white labels in Frankfurt as well. Ecom events in New York. Been speaking to the boys over at AMS. What was the one? The one that takes place in New York. It escapes me now. What is it called? It's not AMS Summit. Anyway, it will come back to me. But there's an event that normally takes place in New York, but it hasn't been announced yet. That's, I've heard, is a really good event. I'll be also in April. I'll be over in, where is it? I'm in Ireland in April. So anyone heading over to Belfast, the event takes place on the 27th of April. And then later on in the year, for Australian listeners of the podcast, I'll be over on tour. So I'll be there from, I think it's the 9th of September to the 21st September. There are going to be more events announced over this period of time, but I think what happens is people have left it kind of late because they're still unsure what is going on with the situation with COVID. So I think what's happening is a lot of the promoters of the larger scale events, because of having to cancel and stuff on such a scale, they're not nimble enough to wind down that big level of process that they have to go through. I mean, if you look at something like the Prosper Show, it takes about a year in preparation, or 8 months. You know, they'd have a break and it takes 8 months to do a show of that size. So quite often the bigger shows will not necessarily put the information out too early for that reason alone. So yeah, make sure if you're heading over to Prosper, come over and say hi. There's plenty of fringe parties going on, like I mentioned. I've gone through some of the highlights. Do a search online. I'll put some stuff in the show notes so you can get some clickable links. But yeah, make sure you sign up for our party on the Tuesday. It's 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. It takes place at Skyfall, which is 6 minutes walk from the conference rooms. Sign yourself up there. Make sure you check it out. Let me give you some more details on there. I want to just bring into play some of these side parties, because then you can go and search for it. All right, here we go. Howard Ty is doing one at the MGM Grand, but this is on Wednesday. Most people head home on Wednesday, from my understanding, from Prosper. That's 8 p.m. To 12 a.m. Tickets to be determined at this stage. Where else is there? I've covered that. Yeah, so there's an after party to be announced at Foundations Mandalay Bay, Monday the 14th. So that'll be late into the night. Ticometrics private VIP dinner. So that's going to be limited by invitation only. That's going to be taking place on Monday the 14th of March. If you're in MDS, they have a cocktail hour and a group dinner, but it's for MDS members only. So yeah, end of the day, I think one of the things that kind of kick off the year is, like with the big events, is Prosper. It's almost like it's not necessarily the number one, but I think it's the one where everyone seems to want to attend. So it normally is a highlight in the diary, and it's a good way to kind of kick off the conference season as well. We've discussed it over. I'm not going to hit the fisherman over the head with a wet fish. We've discussed this multiple times, but it's very important in terms of your work, and everything you do is building a great network, building a great contacts book, you know, have a black book with reach and depth. And it doesn't necessarily mean just inside of the community, what we're in terms of Amazon. That goes across everything. And this is why it's really important, is to go into rooms, you know, where you can learn something new from other people. And most importantly, you can create really good relationships. You know, most business gets done at 2 o'clock in the morning, drinking out of a teapot. I'm joking there. And just chilling with people. than it does necessarily when you're speaking to someone on the conference floor. So a lot of networking done is late at night. A lot of relationships are built that way. I know that some people are not interested in going out till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, but that's fine. But there are means and ways to get to certain levels. Like, so for instance, if you're a 6-figure seller and you can't really afford too much in terms of high ticket prices and stuff like that, these kind of fringe events give you a great opportunity to meet people, to meet in your budget, if you like. I know a lot of people might go, well, I can't afford a 10 grand mastermind. Well, there's means and ways. You don't have to go to a 10 grand mastermind. If you've hustled in your business to get you where you need to get to, you're a problem solver, you'll find your way into the right places. But the key thing is, when you're going into these kind of rooms, is that you give first, right? So if you go in, you need to make sure you can be of value of service and have some level of resources. With those resources and the credibility you got from that, you can help people get out of a jam, you can take care of stuff for people, and it's things like that. And I find that that is the best way. I found from, all the way back from the music industry to now, is to make yourself useful. I think if you go into a room and you literally asking questions all the time, but not reciprocating that way, of course, people will answer your questions. But the key to point to networking is a value exchange. What value do you bring, so that you can exchange something of value with that other person? It doesn't have to necessarily be around money. It's an introduction. It's a contact. It's getting someone out of a jam. It's helping someone solve a solution. Often these little gestures take very, very little time to do. And we're all busy. We all have 24 hours, the same 24 hours in a day. And so it's the same with everything. Where your energy goes is where you're investing you're prioritizing your time. So if you want to get out out and meet people, the other thing is sitting behind computers all day. There's only so much until, one, you kind of burn out, two, you get stale. But going to a conference and getting inspired, even if it's not off the content, but meeting one person that inspires you, or vice versa, it's very important, because that's what helps drive things along. I've had a few conversations recently about this, with people getting a bit stale in their positions in what they're doing. And I say, what do you do? And what they do is they've been doing the same thing every day, 6-7 days a week. I said, that's your problem, because you're getting stale. Ultimately, what happens, you keep doing the same thing day in, day out. You need to change things up. As I said, it doesn't have to be super expensive. Events can be anywhere from a fringe party, which is free, to $60 to $500 to $1,000. It depends. And what you do is you work within your means and operate in there. So when you go to the free event, but it's got people, really knowledgeable people in the room, if you make money off that, you can then reinvest, right? And if you reinvest, you can then go to a next event, 400 quid or whatever it may be. Reinvest there, you learn more, you create more wealth and income, then you go to the next event. So it's very, very key to really understand I hate using the word, the power of networking, because it's so fucking cheesy. But it's something that you build into your workflow that you do over time. When you build a massive network of people, it isn't going to one event. It's going to double like dozens of events. It's a compounding effect. So your black book, and it's about keeping relationships strong, going and understanding, looking at people's perspective as well, because people are not always going to meet your perspective. But ultimately, the point I'm trying to get to, without rabbiting on too much, is that when you build that network, it's small. It starts off very small. But if you've built this factor into your life over 10 years, the returns can be massive. It creates a lot of new opportunities as well. But it has to start somewhere in one room. And then that's normally the catalyst that lights the torch paper. But Sharon will be back here tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'd love to see some of you guys on the road. Don't forget, come say hello. We'll have beer, etc. Take care of yourself and your family. Much love, and I'll be